The UFC added another new market to its ever-expanding resume on Sunday with its first trip to the Netherlands, and the three Dutch fighters on the main card made sure the fans in Rotterdam were plenty happy. Let's take a look at what really mattered at UFC Fight Night 87. In the main event, former Strikeforce heavyweight champ Alistair Overeem did his home fans proud with a second-round TKO of his Jackson Wink MMA teammate Andrei Arlovski. And it wasn't just heavy hands on display for the Reem. The big man landed a front kick to Arlovski's chin that temporarily knocked one of his toes to a 45-degree angle, and that led to the big finish. After the win, Overeem called for a title shot against the winner of Saturday's UFC 198 main event between champ Fabricio Verdum and challenger Stipe Miocic.
I really believe may the best man win. I have a history with Verdum. I think he's a very tricky, very clever fighter. Stipe is also very dangerous, but may the best man win. I consider myself a champion. Champions fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. So may the best man win, and I think I do have the best cards for the next title win.
And with 4 straight wins in the heavyweight division, including 3 knockouts, he just might get it. In the co-main event, another Dutch heavyweight did some amazing work. Now get this, the last time Stefan Struve fought in Rotterdam was back in 2008, before he was in the UFC. He finished that fight in 15 seconds with an armbar. On Sunday, 7.5 years later, Struve couldn't match that performance when he took on Antonio Silva. Nope. For this one, he needed a whopping 16 seconds, not 15, to take out Bigfoot with a quick TKO. It was a huge win for the UFC's tallest fighter, who had dropped 3 of his past 4 coming into the home fight. The third home fighter on the card also made a fast impression. Germaine de Randamie came out to a huge ovation from the fans, and she didn't disappoint. The Iron Lady took out newcomer Anna Elmos with a first-round TKO stemming from an absolutely vicious knee to the midsection. After the win, de Randamie said she turned down another opportunity against a bigger name, Christian Cyborg Justino, so she could instead fight at home in front of her friends and family, especially her mom, who was cage-side on Mother's Day.
Right now my focus is to bring the belt one day to Holland, and I think the Dutch fans want to have the belt here, and I want to make a run for the title. I feel ready, I have a great team behind me, and let's do this. I'm ready.
He's not from the Netherlands, but Iceland's Gunnar Nelson turned in one of the most impressive performances of his career when he tapped out Albert Tumanov with a second-round rear naked choke. He picked up his 3rd fight night bonus with the finish and now has 5 of his 6 UFC wins by choke. Afterward, Nelson said he'll get right back to work on improving to try to avoid a relapse of the type of setbacks he's had after big wins in the past.
I have to work. I have to train, get better, go back to the gym, and feel now there's still a lot of work to be done, and I look forward to going to the gym and working on it. This is the game. You win some, you lose some, and you learn from your experiences, and we get better.
You might not have heard of Josh Emmett before Sunday, but if you watch the prelims on Fox Sports 1, you likely won't forget him. Emmett, a Team Alpha male product, took his fight against John Tuck on just 4 days' notice. And not only did he win the lightweight fight, but he got to show off one of the year's nastiest injuries so far. He took a kick to the left hand from Tuck, and he knew right away something was wrong. That something was, no big deal, just a bone sticking out of his finger. That had him running for cover the last 30 seconds of the fight thanks to the injury, but he still walked away with a split decision and, no doubt, a bunch of new fans. It may not have looked as sexy as some other cards going into the event, but the UFC's debut in the Netherlands delivered with 8 finishes in 13 fights, including stoppages in the final 5 bouts of the night. Key amongst them, of course, was Overeem's big win over Arlovski, which may have just put him next in line in the heavyweight pecking order, and that is what really mattered at UFC Fight Night 87 in Rotterdam.